Ladies and gentlemen, you know how for years the Democrats have been accusing Republicans of weaponizing government shutdowns to push their political agenda? Well, guess who just unanimously voted to shut down the federal government? That's right, 212 Democratic House representatives. Now, like I said, this has been one of the Democrats' biggest talking points for years, how terrible government shutdowns are, how dangerous they are, and how evil the Republicans are for trying to balance the federal budget. Well, now that Trump is back in the White House, all of these top Democrats are singing a little bit of a different tune. Imagine that. They're also desperate to stop President Trump from fulfilling the mandate that we all gave him, that they just voted to bring the government to a screeching halt. Quite literally, all of these Democrats would rather have no government than an America First government. They are absolutely insane. Now, luckily, the Democrats didn't actually have enough votes in the House to cut Trump's funding, but there's something I want you all to take a look at. Like I said, for years, the Democrats have been screeching about how catastrophic government shutdowns are, so I want you guys to take a look at this highlight reel to really appreciate just how hypocritical all of these corrupt Democrats really are. Let it play.
We believe in governance. We want to keep government open. A shutdown is very serious.
There are real consequences when the government shuts down. It harms our national security, it harms our economy, and it harms service members, veterans, retirees, and vulnerable communities.
We all know a shutdown is unnecessary and completely avoidable.
The tragedy here is all the civilian employees. It is the American people who are going to suffer.
Border Patrol agents will not be paid. TSA agents will not be paid. Small businesses will be hurt.
Not only is it irresponsible and purposely misleading, it is dangerous precedent to be threatening a shutdown.
I'm worried about our air controllers, those in the military. We have over almost 40,000 in the military, as well as personnel who work in the military, and they won't have checks. This is real.
The real people's lives at stake.
It is not normal to hold 800,000 workers' paychecks hostage. It is not normal to shut down the government when we don't get what we want.
Our troops deserve better. Our children deserve better. And the American people deserve better.
These chaos agents, they don't have a plan B. They just want to see everything burn.
Shutdown is an extremist policy designed to appeal to an extremist base and hold the whole country hostage.
So if this shutdown, you know who's going to feel the pain? You know who it hurts? You.
So folks, when we talk about the hypocrisy of the left, that is exactly what we're talking about. Every single one of those Democrats in that video just voted to shut down the government. 212 Democrats in total. And why? Because like I said earlier, they'd all rather grind this country into the dirt than allow President Donald Trump to put America first. That is the truth. Now, I want you guys to take a listen to what Speaker Mike Johnson had to say about all of this, but before I play that video, I want to say real quick, if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, folks, take a look at Speaker Johnson's epic takedown of these hypocritical Democrats. Let it play.
Democrats have been insisting they're fighting for federal workers. You're about to see, again, on vivid display, very clear the contrast. You will see one team that is working to fund the government and make sure we do the responsible thing. And you're going to see another posing as CR because they've now exposed the truth. They're not for federal workers. They're not for anyone. All the people they've said in the past that are going to be harmed would be by their votes. They're using federal employees as props. They're using Medicaid benefits and Social Security checks as cudgels in this thing. The threat of government shutdown, they're using it as some sort of attempt to wrestle power away from the President of the United States, who overwhelmingly won the popular vote, the Electoral College, in every single swing state.
Now, folks, that is really the perfect way to look at it. Despite their name, the Democrats, they actively work to subvert the democratic will of the people every single opportunity they get. The reality is, these Democrats couldn't care less about the democratic will of the people or doing what's best for the country. No, you see, for these Democrats, all that really matters is maintaining power, whatever that cost might be. And so if that means that they have to lie, cheat, and steal to maintain that power, then they're more than happy to do so. But you know what? The American people are very clearly sick of it. Take a look at this.
I'm just going to say this. If our Democrat colleagues want to increase their 21% approval rating with the American public, they ought to start by doing the right thing and keeping the government open. I think that'd be a great first step.
The Democrats have a 21% approval rating right now. 4 out of every 5 Americans are totally fed up with the Democrats. And you know what? It makes total sense. The Democrats voting to shut down the government like they just did is one of the biggest flip-flops of all time, and people are just sick of their performative theatrics and complete and total lack of sincerity. And so I'll tell you what, until the Democrats can actually bring substance to the table rather than shallow virtue signaling, they're just going to keep on losing and their approval ratings will just keep on going lower and lower. I'll tell you what though, it's pretty hard to imagine that their approval ratings could get any lower than they are right now. But so here's the reality. In truth, it's the Democrats who are actually totally willing to weaponize the federal government as long as it means they can stop President Trump, even if it means screwing over millions of Americans in the process. Like we always say, the first rule of progressivism is rules for thee, but not for me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was just put on full display. And you know what? Here's the craziest part about all of this. These Democrats aren't even trying to shut down the government for a good reason. They're not trying to negotiate or find a bipartisan path forward. No, they're literally just trying to shut down the government to stop President Trump. And you know what? When you stop and think about it, President Trump is really just a representation of all of us, over half the country that voted to put him in office. So that means that not only are the Democrats trying to shut down the government and shut down President Trump, no, they're actually trying to shut down the will and desires of over half the people in this country. Once again, complete and total subversion of democracy. These people are insane. So you know what? Thank God they are not going to get their way. MAGA and America First is full steam ahead. But of course, you just know that the Democrats are going to try to shut down the government in the Senate now too. Take a look at this.
So we can shut down everything we can in order to make sure that we shut down the Elon Musk operation.
So folks, in case you didn't believe me earlier, there you have it right there, straight from the Democratic senator's mouth. These crazy Democrats don't care about anything other than shutting down President Trump, even if it means screwing over millions of Americans. However, as things stand right now, it's looking like the Democrats are going to fail in the Senate as well. Thank God for that. Now, before we wrap up today's video, I want to say real quick that I've actually gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates. So if you guys use Facebook, check out the pinned comment down below and give that page a follow. But folks, that is going to be a wrap for this one. So please go down below and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there. Like I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a ton. Thank you all very much for tuning in today. And of course, as always, stay safe.